I've seen it so many times. People try an agent system like OpenCall, Hermes, or something new that is on the market and not fully stress tested enough, and then they just kind of give up. It's either too technical to start with, there's too much going on, people just look at it as if it's this new sort of chatbot that's hot and popular. But then when they use it and they make a few interactions to go back and forth with it, they think, this is just a chatbot. There's nothing here to offer me. So what's the point of even bothering with this and putting any more time and effort and resources into it? But if they just go past that point, that is exactly the point where they can find the most value in their business, how much time they get back, how much money they save, how much more money they make with any of these AI agent systems. But the thing is, people never get that certain point because they just stop. There's some sort of roadblock in the way. And that is what fumbles their opportunity to get to that activation point. Just like in software or any business, or say you have a client-based business, there are these sorts of activation points from taking your customer from point A to point B, which is their outcome. And the same thing applies here when you're using these agent systems. You have to reach a certain activation point, which are these little milestones before the person gets the ultimate reward of what they came to you for your business, right? And the same thing is here. You have to get the basic installation, which is one simple activation point. Then comes actually equipping the agent with the tools and the skills. And then that's when it comes to, say, getting these agents and automations in place where they can truly deliver you an insane ROI. And I get it. A lot of these systems, they're open source, they're new, they're mostly code-based. You have to use a ugly and buggy terminal just to even access it and talk to it. Like, no one wants to talk to this thing in a terminal interface, right? That's why there are these chat and communication channel plugins, so it's as easy as possible and uses tools that you're already using on a daily basis. But then beyond that, there comes the point where you actually have to build and work this thing, stress test this thing through your own system, see whether or not there's any sort of value it can bring and deliver through that. And that does require maybe sometimes a technical setup. Maybe you have to prompt it and go back and forth. Maybe you have to experiment with it, break it, go into the settings, debug it, spend a couple hours of just doing some stuff with it in order to see whether or not there's something it can do for you. So there is this sort of hump where nothing happens and then everything happens. To get to this point, you can't just start from the very beginning and have the expectation that if you install an AI agent system on your computer, server, wherever it is, that you're just gonna get the benefit of what everyone wants. And this is why most people, especially business owners, are using AI completely wrong, especially AI agents. Because regardless, in a few years, they're coming for a lot of jobs, a lot of different automations and tasks and manual processes that people are doing right now. It's coming, it's inevitable, especially in software. This is gonna be one of the first places where you're gonna start seeing AI agents take over. And when I say software, I mean anything that is on the internet, from creativity, video production, image generation and editing, to producing music, to even at some point, managing full companies, managing client portals, onboarding customers, creating on-demand interfaces and personalized user experiences at scale where you don't need a bunch of developers and engineering in order to personalize customer experiences on the web, but it's all generated instantly on demand when you're working and serving your customers with your businesses. What this means is 80% or more of everything that is online is going to be totally replaced by AI agents, and you need to stay ahead of the curve. Because if you don't do that, well, you're going to be following old, outdated systems that no longer apply in today's society, that are only slowing you down, costing you a lot of profits and time, and that they don't serve you long term with your business goals. Because if you simply apply the new systems with AI leverage, you can move mountains versus how you currently do it today. And there's two ways I want to talk about how you can potentially get started by implementing this into your own life, into your own business, or something that you're working on right now that could potentially become a business. And there's two routes. One route is you're working with a co-founder AI companion. This AI assistant, companion, co-founder, whatever you want to call it, you're equipping with it actively as you're moving and creating the business. You're integrating different tools. You are figuring out the SOPs. You're creating the branding, the website, the software. You're giving it access to various different databases or CRMs. So what you're doing in the meantime is you're walking through everything you would do yourself with AI. And what you're doing is you're enabling the various different integrations. So whether you're prompting it, you're giving the AI different files and context of what a certain software platform does, or you're letting it do its own research to research specific business models, and then it's configuring and editing its own memory files, user files to know more about you and your business and the goals you're trying to do, who you're trying to serve. So you're doing this all in real time. And this is a very effective way how you can 10x your productivity, literally 10x your productivity, because you're walking through everything you would normally do yourself with the AI, but in this case, you're guiding it, you're holding its hand, and at the same time, if once you train it, you build it the skill or the integration, at some point, it can go out there and do everything all on its own, right? And you're not hiring someone extra like another VA. You're not using all these additional super expensive softwares or subscriptions they have to add to your monthly bill. You're doing everything on a sort of walkthrough basis with AI where it's just skyrocketing your productivity. And this is one of the simplest and easiest ways that you can approach using an AI agent system in your life, especially if you're building something from the ground up to get ahead. And this doesn't just apply to, say, creating like a business, right? Because some people out there, they're just consultants, they're coaches, they're, say, maybe freelancers. You can literally just walk the AI agent that you install on whatever system you're using it on or you plan on using it on, and you can just teach it how you're editing your videos, the formats you are doing for clients. What is a productized format? It works best on productized systems that you can rinse, wash, and repeat, right? Just sell the same apple at scale to 10,000 people, right? Just as a metaphor. But it works best when you can productize your various different approaches, whether you're a freelancer, coach, consultant, whatever. Give it the necessary integrations, the skills. Maybe say you're an expert thumbnail creator, right? Teach it the skills, how to actually create amazing thumbnails. Teach it to know exactly what it looks for when, say, analyzing metrics for a creator that you're working with. Let's say you're working with a creator and you have some sort of deal where you not only create their thumbnails, you create various different variants and stuff like that, but you also analyze the performance. So you have to walk through your AI agent to access the YouTube analytics. Maybe say you're using another tool like YouTube tools out there that measure analytics, right? So whatever you be using before, what you want to do there is just connect it and just walk everything through. Like, what are you looking for? What metrics? What counts as good? What counts as bad? And you want to train the AI over time so then when you onboard a new client, you walk through the whole entire onboarding with the agent. You know what I mean? You walk through the whole entire delivery process of like, okay, what are the deliverables I have to give every single week? What metrics? What reports do I have to send to my client? So however you're creating your business, whether you're someone who's a freelancer, solopreneur, to creating your own business from ground up, you're literally just walking through the AI agent with what you've got. So you don't have to ever feel like you're becoming replaced or anything in the marketplace by an AI agent, because you're now selling AI agent deliverables at scale to potential customers and clients. So this is the first way. The other way how you can stay ahead of everything that's happening right now is like you have to keep in mind that if you're not going to do something about it in your business, someone else will. And what that means is you're going to be subscribing to their services. So you say you can buy back some time. So say you can cut costs, or maybe you may not want the control that ultimately something can do for you, but nonetheless, the service out there exists. So what you can do in this case, figure out what systems are perhaps outdated. You have people in it, it's very slow, it's inefficient, something could be done better. You want to map everything out, because everything at the end of the day is just a system. Some processes take, say, 4, 5, 10 different steps that are very fragmented and individual, where now an AI agent, it can just plug everything together into a simple workflow and then complete it to you at scale, and you just create it once and you forget it. This is what an AI agent can offer you now in 2026. Right now, there might be multiple people involved in a setup, in a system, something you're doing. And the thing is, that's a massive headache. Whereas now what you can do is with an AI agent, you can just do the same thing I told you before, walking the AI agent, if say you're training it and you're giving it new skills and capabilities. Walk the AI agent through the whole entire system, explain to it, let it learn what it's doing, connect the necessary skills or the tools, build out the skills, and then from there you want to build sub-agents and agent processes to automate everything, saving you a bunch of time, saving you a bunch of money, and if anything, you can decrease how much headcount you have working within your organization. You can save how much time it takes your team to do things, and then reallocate that time and resources elsewhere that is more productive. All like these, say, baseline level 1, level 2 activities, those should be fully automated by now. It's 2026. There's a lot of things that you can simply automate. Follow-ups, calls, things of that nature. There's so many solutions out there. And the thing is, like, don't expect, say, one agent system you download, say like OpenClaw or whatever, that's going to handle everything. That's not the point. Like, you can do all that there, certainly, but the thing is, you want to find the tools that you're already using, because it plugs into literally everything. And then you just want to make the OpenClaw or other agent system that you're using as the connector, the bridge, kind of like a Zapier, but now in the agent system. In the agent area, you want an agent at the central part of everything here, because it can communicate with this data. It can trigger things. All these other tools and softwares, it can communicate back with the agent, and it can fire off other things now. So it's very powerful when you get your agent in the center of your whole entire operation versus everything is just being fragmented. And yes, a lot of jobs, a lot of virtual assistants or things you typically go for a virtual assistant or an employee or someone else, maybe an agency you're hiring or some other service. A lot of these things are going to be going away because you can become fully self-sustainable, fully sovereign, all on your own if you have your own AI agent system in your business, positioned at the center of everything. And it all starts, like, you don't have to overcomplicate this. It all starts with just simply mapping out some things that you're doing right now that you're not a fan of. It's taking up a lot of your time. And then from there, seeing how you can get the most simplest win from that. Map everything out into a checklist, a sequence of steps, and then from there, just hand it off to the AI. Either the AI itself will create it or you need someone to do it for you. But once it's done, it's done. You don't have to worry about it ever again. And the thing about all of this I mentioned, I know there are these two big paths, but things sometimes people never even get to this point because they think off the jump that all these tools, all these capabilities and outcomes and benefits of using an AI agent system, it just comes with it. That's why a lot of these software companies, tech companies that are coming out day in and day out, they're all trying to rush to this position where they can say maybe offer you solutions like this because it doesn't just come off out of the box. Sometimes right now in the current state we are, you have to build it out yourself or get someone to do it for you. And the big problem is, like I said, people don't reach the certain activation point where they reach that aha moment. You know, like that aha moment when you first used your phone or you opened up or you used some amazing product where you're like, oh, now I get it. It clicks for me. I get it. You have to have that same moment for you or your team before you ever give up on using any of these AI agent systems. Because if you don't get to that point, you're just going to think this is just another chatbot and that's it. And then you're just going to give up. But then 3, 4, 5, 6 months come by and you realize you could have started 6 months before. But now there's all these different solutions, people getting these amazing results with their AIs, and you're the one that's left behind. So don't let that be you. Get an AI agent, get it installed, get it set up, and start automating some simple tasks. Or if you don't need any automations yet, just get it to start working by your side. Because if you do that, you will be way more productive than you are right now alone, or just having, say, ChatGPT or Claude in a side panel on your computer. That'll be all for the video. This is how you can take over 2026 with AI. See you in another one. See ya.